14th episode in a row. So we've been doing this for 14 weeks. I see a bunch of you guys already in the comments section. A lot of the same names, of course. You guys, we're building a community here. I know I keep saying it, but it is happening, and you guys are part of it. So we have some news today, but the big thing we're going to do today is for the C7 Corvette guys out there. We're going to walk through some of the top, our feeling of the top 5 mods. Now, I'm going to bring Steve, Predictive Dad Pranks, on here in a second, but we are down a member today because Jason is on vacation. It is his birthday, so guys, wish Jason, front seat driver, wish him a happy birthday in the chat here. He will be on the chat, so he will see them. If you guys want to throw him a happy birthday, I'm sure he would appreciate it. But like I said, we're down a member. It's going to be just me and Steve tonight. We're going to go over some of our top 5 mods, and we're going to have a little bit of a video playing showing you some of these mods. So it's not just going to be us talking about them. We're going to show them to you. Next week, we're going to take it a step further, and we're actually going to be in our garages showing you this stuff. So, of course, every week it's going to be like this, and then eventually we're going to have some people on with the C8 showing their favorite mods. This is what this community has grown into, guys. We are going to constantly have new guests, special appearance guests, new mods, new giveaways. This thing is just going to keep getting bigger. You guys just, the more you tune in, the more you click that thumbs up button, the bigger this thing can be. And I don't know about you, but it kind of seems like it's something that we all want to be pretty gigantic. So I'm going to look over in the comment section real quick here. I see Steve Cape is asking me, did I change my hood emblems on the ZR1 or I have them painted? I had them custom painted by RPI Designs. So I wanted the emblem to be red, not blue, because my calipers were red. Jeff Jarvis says he hopes we get pricing next week by Monday. We're all hoping that same kind of thing. Hello, HPO fam. How you doing? Hello, Corvette Nation. Bruno. What's up, Justin? Shout out from the Boardwalk Chevrolet. Guys, Vet Father is in the house. He's the one that actually took Jason, front seat driver's order. So you guys heard Jason talking about his C8 Corvette order last week. Vet Father is in the chat right here. He's the one that actually took that order for him. Cynthia's in the house. She's the one that won the carbon fiber key fob on her C8R, I believe. Future Sean says, anyone look at their C8 values? Good God, he just got offered MSRP for his C8 with 4,400 miles on it from the dealer. Yeah, guys, the values of the Corvettes right now are nuts. So Future Sean is finding that out. He's looking to get a Z06 here soon. And he's going to obviously trade his C8 in on it. And when he's doing that, he's finding out the values of the C8 have not dropped. So you're actually going to make some money on your C8 Corvette when you go to trade it in on the Z06. These things are holding their values really well. General Lee's in the house. What's up? I'm going to be bringing on Steve here in 1 second, General. Blue Vet in the house, of course. And Kevin. Kevin, he was at the Corvette show, guys. Kevin Horan was at the Corvette show, or the car show, I guess I should say. There was a lot of Corvettes there, but there were other cars as well. It was a great turnout. We had about 150 cars at one point. It was a fantastic turnout. It is definitely something I'm going to be doing year after year. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring Steve on. You guys know Protective Dad Pranks. Here we go. Say hi, Steve.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So, guys, Steve, like I said, he is going to be doing a lot of the talking today because the 5 ACS mods are actually, they're not all ACS. So the 5 Corvette mods for the C7 that we have collaborated on and decided were some of the more important ones for you guys. He's going to be going over the list because they're all from his car. Now, before we get to that, though, we have a couple other things to cover. We got some C8 Corvette news. We even got one piece of actually 2 pieces of Z06 news. You guys in the chat over here are talking about it. The Z06 information is going to be coming very soon. Yes. We're probably going to be getting Z06 pricing here within the next week to 2 at the most. I mean, I'm just going to dive right into the information because one of the pieces of info is from the Mid-Engine Corvette forum. There's been 2 sources that have confirmed with John, who is the forum administrator over there, that the Corvette team is back over at the Nürburgring testing the Z06 again. So they're looking to put out a time for us. They want to have a solid time this time, since they weren't able to get one really with the C7 Corvette. That's a good thing. If they're pushing that hard to get it done now, that means we're likely to have pricing, and we're likely to have a lot of this stuff coming very soon. What's up, Ralph Cruz? Vet Father's doing some serious crazy stuff with his C8 Corvette. I love it. General Lee, I missed you there, man. I would have loved to have had you there. Yeah, future Sean, I agree. So always a big supporter of any of our military. And as you guys know, Steve is retired. What did you do there exactly, Steve? I know you've told me a million times. It slips my mind.
23 years Air Force. I was a survival instructor. Then I went to the protocol office. Then then I was a general's aide for 7 years, and then my last 3 years was the best. I did. I was running the Air Force Honor Guard, so I got to do military funerals, and I was the one that actually kneeled down and flag to the wood, and I did that 528 times.
Wow!
In 3 years, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's too much. But yeah, definitely always a huge thank you to any of our military, like I said, and Steve has some very interesting stories about that stuff. So I think we talked a little bit about it before, but yeah. Yeah, Kerry Glock, we missed you there as well, but I definitely understand your situation. Auto Domination says, hello, Justin. Can I give you my opinion on what I think the Zora is going to be? I've been watching to say something and just haven't been able to. Yeah, sure. We're always, that's what this is all about. We're here to have a conversation. It's not ever supposed to be just one-sided. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your thoughts on Corvettes in general. So anything you guys want to talk about, absolutely. Before we get too much into that, I do want to jump into some of the C8 Corvette information. I know a lot of you out there are waiting for your 2023s, specifically the 70th anniversary editions. There have been some constraints on wheels for the 70th anniversary edition C8 Corvette. But with that said, some of them are now shipping. So one of the pieces of information comes to us from the midenginecorvetteforum.com. We're going to jump over to this real quick. And it is talking about constraints on the 70th anniversary edition wheels specifically. Like I said, some of them are shipping. So if you guys are waiting for these, you might not be waiting too long at this point, it seems. So who out there, let me know in the chat, who out there is waiting for a 70th anniversary edition C8, not a Z06, just the C8. Yeah, Great White North. Big win there. That was awesome.
Nice.
Grant Jim, first time live. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to have a bunch of C8 Corvette and Z06 information. We're also going to talk a little bit about some mods that we think you should consider for your C7 Corvette, if you have one. So, guys, like I said, Jason from Front Seat Driver will be tuning in here a little later in the chat. He's not going to make it into the video with us, but you will see him pop up eventually in the chat. And like I said, whenever he does come in, be sure to tell him happy birthday.
Cool.
All right, so it doesn't look like anybody in here yet is waiting for a 70th anniversary edition, but as we see right here, this particular post says that the wheel Q9A on the 70th anniversary package is not on constraint this week. Also, 90% of the Z51 orders can have magnetic ride control. That is the other thing that's on constraint for the C8 Corvette right now in general, the 2023s, is the magnetic ride control. As you guys heard last week, Jason from Front Seat Driver tried to place his order with Boardwalk Chevrolet, and unfortunately, the mag ride constraint stopped him from being able to place his order because his number has been called. So he's ready to order as soon as that is not on constraint anymore. So if you guys are waiting for the 23s, There are a couple constraints that you might have to battle with, but right now, this week, apparently that wheel for the 70th anniversary is not on constraint. So if you're looking for that setup, you can go ahead and place that order without a problem. That's great news for any of you out there waiting for that particular setup. Jacob, his birthday was yesterday, but he is on vacation over the period of about a week, I think it's been, for his birthday. So that entire week is basically his birthday week. Okay, so let's move on with the information here. We're going to go to the next bit. You guys might have recalled seeing this before. I had this on my live video a couple weeks ago, and it is a C8 Corvette Z06 with a bike on the top. So a bike, basically a bike rack holding that thing in place. What has been tested here, and is still being tested, is a suction cup mount that's holding that bike onto the roof of the Z06. Now, this particular suction cup mount setup is something that is offered through GM as a GM accessory. And if you decide that you want to mount your bike to the top of your Z06, apparently you can do that with a GM approved accessory. So, like I said, we had talked about this once before. I just wanted to mention that it is still out there. It is still being done. And yeah, you can see some pictures of a beautiful Z06 with a mountain bike on top of it. Yes, I heard that. So guys, check out the comment or the live chat over here. Dr. Corvette actually got his 70th anniversary C8 the other day. That's very cool. Very, very cool. You're one of the very few that have been delivered. There's been very, very few of them delivered so far because of that wheel constraint. So yeah, 11-second eclipse. I'm kind of with you on that one. I don't know that I'd be strapping a bike to my roof anytime soon, but why? Oh my God. Grandpa Barney says why. Somebody out there wants to strap their bike to their roof. I don't know. I mean, there's options out there for all of us, and I appreciate options, but at the same time, some of them don't necessarily make a lot of sense. This is one of those ones. Gavin, thanks for being here. Becca, thank you for tuning in. The poor paint. Yeah, I don't know exactly. You can't really tell in the picture how this suction cup mount is working, but if I had to guess, I don't think the paint is being touched by the tires or the bike. Yeah, I agree. So I can't remember if you did send me any pictures of that, actually. Dr. Corvette, did you send me any pictures of your 70th anniversary? Because even future Sean over here, he wants to see it, and I would love to show it on the channel just because it being a 2023 and a lot of people waiting for them, definitely something we're all going to want to see. That's true. Worst case scenario, that bike digs into the paint. I do know a place that can fix it for you guys. So guys, we're getting through the information here pretty quick. If you have any questions or any comments about what you want to see, about what you want to hear, leave them in the chat here, guys. And also smash that thumbs up button while you're at it so we know you're liking what you're seeing. Oh, guys, look at this. So the first super chat of the day comes from General Lee, and he donates for Jason's birthday. That is super nice. Now, General, just so you know, I have been keeping track of these the best I can because from what I can tell, YouTube takes about 30% of these super chats. I've been keeping track of them because some of them that you've donated that are not just for me, they are going to be split up amongst the group here.
Hey, Grandpa Barney dropped the hammer.
Yeah, so Grandpa Barney, guys, second super chat of the day. Of course, he's a huge supporter of the channel, and he says he hopes it falls off. So he hopes that bike falls off that Z06. I'm okay with seeing that as long as it's not mine. As long as it's not my car, because it's going to do some damage on the way down. Dr. Corvette says he's out to dinner right now, but he will send me some pictures later. So, yeah, we'll have him maybe for next week.
Oh, devotion. He's out to dinner and he's watching HBO.
Absolutely. This is why I love this community so much, guys. Literally, if I wasn't the one on it right now, I could be in a movie theater and I would have this thing on because You guys are awesome. I love chatting with you. I love sharing the information. I love spending some time with Steve and Jason. We do this group thing together so often, even behind closed doors. This was a thing we used to do before we did it on live videos. So we thought at some point, you know what, let's make this a thing, because the Corvette love that we have needs to be shared. Amber's on here. That's awesome. Hello, Amber. Yep. General Lee says it's all fun. I know you guys are a team. Keep up the great work. Thank you, General. I'm seriously looking forward to hanging out at Carlisle this year. So even though you couldn't make the show we had the other day, I will gladly see you at Carlisle. Yep, Jacob, I see you on here all the time too. You were definitely a regular. I appreciate the support. If you guys could, please hit that thumbs up button, though. It really helps the channel. Yeah, so guys, the vet father is at work. Can you guys top that one? He's at work, and he's watching the live stream here.
You know, somebody's on the toilet right now. I know it. Somebody's on the toilet.
You're probably not wrong. All right, guys. So here's Jason, front seat driver. He is tuning in. He's on vacation. He's in New Mexico, I think he said, right? It's either New Mexico or Mexico. I think it's New Mexico is where he's at. Either way, he's on vacation, and he's still on the chat. He actually sent in a video for me to play for you guys, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, but this is how much he cared. He took a video telling you guys why he wasn't going to be on tonight, and I'm not able to actually play it because I didn't have time to format it for this software, but yep, he's in the mountains. Yeah, so he's in New Mexico. Guys, give a big thumbs up to the channel here for Front Seat Driver being as dedicated as he is. He's an awesome friend, awesome Vet Syndicate member, and he's on here right now while he's on vacation for his birthday. He's supposed to be enjoying himself, and he's still on here. People have jobs, yeah. Unfortunately, some of us have day-to-day jobs. Yeah, we're getting lots of birthday wishes, Jason. It ain't vacation with your daughters. Shiny fenders. All right, we're getting a lot of the same names. I like it. All right, guys, I'm going to move on to the next piece of information. Oh, that's true. My wife is at a nail salon right now getting a mani-pedi, and she's on the live chat too. So it just goes to show there's no reason not to make this show. That's exactly it. Jacob says he has to have a job to afford his crippling car addiction. Oh, man. Truer words have not been spoken. All right. I'm going to move on to the next bit of information here, guys. This is a good one. This is about the Z06.
Oh, you better look at the super chat.
Before I do, yeah, I got to check out Ralph Cruz here, guys. Between Ralph Cruz and some of the other guys on here, like General Lee's doing a good job, but Grandpa Barney, Ralph Cruz specifically, and Dr. Corvette, those three, I think, are literally paying the bills. They're literally paying the bills. You guys are amazing. I literally cannot thank you enough. That is so unbelievably amazing that you believe in a cause, that the cause that we're building here this much. Ralph Cruz says that he heard GM is stockpiling parts for the Z06, thinking pricing and ordering is coming a week to 2 weeks. I said that just a little bit ago, Ralph. So I agree with you. I 100% agree. And we're going to talk about it. I actually think I got an email from you about this exact same thing, but I saw it on Corvette Blogger earlier today, where they're talking about some of the C8 Corvette parts. So again, just like last week, guys, we're going to talk about the fact that the Z06 is likely coming very soon. A lot of signs are pointing to it, especially since a lot of the parts are being built, a lot of the parts are being stockpiled, a lot of the parts are being shoved into warehouses where they're ready to go.
Another super chat. I call it a mega chat.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a mega chat. Guys, the fourth super chat of the day comes from Steve Robertson. He's another one that's been on here quite a bit. He says, for consistently broadcasting on Monday evenings. Steve, thank you very much. Your donation is hugely appreciated. You're literally, you guys are single-handedly keeping the lights on. And it's almost not a joke. I mean, you guys are seriously supporting this cause in such a way. There's no way that we're ever going to stop doing these on Monday nights. If you guys are consistently supporting it the way you are, we're always going to be here. Ralph, he is very amazing. Grandpa Barney, oh my Lord. You guys, it's turning into a bidding war. Oh my God, that's so awesome. Grandpa Barney with the 5th super chat of the day, going absolutely crazy tonight, guys. He says, "Oh no, you don't trump me this time, bro. LOL." Wow. I don't even know what to say. You guys it's too much. And for Arthur, I'm going to literally say it's literally too much. That is one of my crutches, Arthur. Unfortunately, I don't know why. Feel free to continue to call me on it, though, because I do need to watch it. I'll do my best. You guys are nuts. I love it. I love it. Ralph, all you guys out there, I can't say thank you enough. That is really, really amazing. Steve, Ralph, I know some of you guys, man, I'm lost for words. Okay. I'm gonna head over to the Z06 information here because I literally don't know what else to say. It needs to be Jason's birthday more often. Carrie Glock says GM has to get pricing right what's that?
$200 chat. Steve Robertson.
Oh my Lord, guys. Steve Robertson, $199.99 super chat. Match me again, he says. Holy cow. All right, Steve, I gotta take down some of your information, man. I gotta do something for you. That is insane. That is way, way, way out there. You guys, I can't thank you enough. This is insane tonight. I think you're contributing to my down payment on my Z06. Wow. I did not expect this tonight. Well, you guys just wait. We got some information coming still that's going to blow some minds out there. So let me jump into this in the meantime while some super chat battles are going on. The next bit of information, guys, is the Z06 related information. And it is a good Monday because we got some good Z06 news. And that is the Z06 parts are starting to appear in GM's computer parts catalog. So basically, if you go to order a part for your C8 Corvette, you're going to start seeing some of the Z06 alternatives. That means, again, we're pretty freaking close to this car arriving. If it's showing up in the parts system, if the parts are being stockpiled for the cars, we're seeing some of them sitting outside of the Bowling Green plant. Guys, the car is not far off. At this point, there's a pretty solid rumor that the car is over in the Nürburgring again to do some more testing, hopefully get us a actual time this time. And with all that said, I mean, this all lines up to one thing. The car has got to be coming soon. And if the car's coming soon, that means pricing and allocation info, we have to be less a week or two at most from it at this point. We have to be. So guys, even though this doesn't look like a big piece of information, this is an important piece of information because this, again, like I said, this just solidifies the fact that this thing is coming very soon. So what do you guys think? I'm curious. I always like to hear your thoughts and impressions on this. Traffic czar, that's okay. Better late than never. Steve is definitely a rock star. Yeah, I mean, the other day, Dr. Corvette donated $100, and that was the most I'd ever seen. Steve coming in with $199.99.
That is Jane wrote.
Shane says that I'm starting an OnlyFans. Honestly, with this amount of money rolling in on super chats, it kind of feels like I have started something like that. Shane, you haven't missed a whole lot yet, other than the fact that we had a little bit of a super chat battle going on, and Steve has donated $200 to the super chat tonight. Actually, $300, but in one lump sum, it was $200.
Whew.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve, I agree. That X-Brace actually looks pretty cool on there. And that's one of the parts that have shown up on the GM parts catalog online. So again, kind of solidifying that this car's coming soon and that we're probably going to be hearing some information pretty soon. I mean, literally, it can't be more than 2 weeks away. It's got to be within 2 weeks that we hear pricing and allocation info. There's really no way it could take longer than that. Oh, wow. Oh, my Lord. Look at this. So, guys, again, the super chat battle is continuing. The number 6, the 6th super chat of the day is from Grandpa Barney. He says, Grandpa is a superhero. Bam, bam. So he has matched Steve. I think my head is literally going to explode if this goes another round. This is insane, guys. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. You guys are amazing. It's unbelievable.
I'm going to give out my Apple Pay if you guys continue.
All right, guys. So Shane says we are at 53 thumbs up currently. There is over 100 people watching. So if you could please smash that thumbs up button, that really helps the channel as well. I know a lot of you guys out there can't afford or don't want to give out super chats of this variety. That's fine. But please click that thumbs up. It's free and it really helps the channel. The ones that are donating the super chats, though, guys, you have a special place in my heart. That is insane. I am going to do my best to do something special for you. You guys are knocking it out of the park. V8 Junkie, we actually did a poll on the live video a couple weeks ago asking who was going to get a Z06 and who was going to get the Z07. And actually, you know what? Just for you, I'm going to do it again tonight. I want to know the same thing. If you're getting the C8 Corvette, are you getting the Z06 or are you going to get the Z07 package?
Oh my gosh, another $200. That's insane.
Wow, guys. This is insane. Another super chat from Ralph. Of course, guys, you guys are single-handedly supporting this channel. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much, Ralph. He said, this one is for you and Amber. Take her out to dinner. She is on here, so she's going to hear that. I will take her out to dinner with that. That's, guys, I don't even know what to say. You are knocking it out of the park tonight. Thank you so much. Unreal. Vet Father says, I would give super chat, but I'm broke from the turbos. Thanks, Vet Father. I appreciate it. Future Sean says, I'm going with every option. I just can't decide convertible or coupe. Okay. That's going to be the next poll question then, because right now I'm asking, are you guys going with a Z06 or the Z07? Auto Domination says he gave me a thumbs up. That's awesome. Grandpa Barney, shoot me an email and let me know your address, because I will get you a shirt. Any one of you guys that have donated a super chat tonight, send me an email with your shipping address. I'm going to get you a shirt. Let me know what size you wear. That's the least you could get out of what you've just given me. Yeah, Amber says, thanks, Ralph. I'm taking him up on this. She definitely will. So, wow, guys, I'm so speechless right now. Shane's giving out warm hugs. I'd take that too, man. Don't worry. What a gentleman. Absolutely. Ralph, you outdid yourself. Will the Z06 be around in 4 to 5 years for us way down the list? If so, probably just the Z06. It will still be around, no doubt. The problem is that I don't know that it will necessarily be any easier to get one in 4 to 5 years. That's the sad part. Yeah, the crossbar is on the visualizer for the 2023 as well. This one we're looking at here, though, you can see the intake manifold is definitely the Z06. All right, guys. So the number 7 super chat of the day comes from Henry. He says, "Happy birthday, Jason, HPO, and Vet Syndicate. Thank you for everything." Thank you, Henry. Whenever you guys donate super chats, regardless of the amount, I know it's been kind of crazy tonight, but regardless of how much you donate, every bit of it goes back into the channel to help build a better Corvette community, unless you guys specify for the money to go elsewhere. So, guys, jumping back into the information, we're going to take a step back from the crazy super chats we're getting tonight. The Z06, for those of you just joining, the Z06 parts have started to appear in GM's computer parts catalog, meaning the Z06 is pretty close. These parts are starting to show up in internal GM parts catalogs, meaning, like I said, it's going to be not too long before we have some serious information about this car. I'm thinking, I can't imagine it being more than 2 weeks at this point before we get pricing and allocation info. And that's freaking awesome. I mean, we've been waiting for this car for what feels like forever at this point, and we're pretty close to it. So we only have one more piece of information to cover, and then we're going to jump into the C7 Corvette top 5 mods, and we're going to let Steve from Protective Dad Pranks take that one away. So before we do that, though, let's do this last piece of information, which is a technical service bulletin for the dual clutch automatic transmission in the base C8 Corvette. Now, this is something some of you guys have probably seen if you have a C8 Corvette. You might have actually seen this particular issue. Now, this is actually a check engine light kind of issue, and it gives kind of a weird sound to the transmission, and people take the car in, but it's actually a service bulletin. So if you're having an issue like this, take it to GM, and it's actually something covered under the service bulletin so they know exactly what to check out. Okay, let's see. Oh, Vet Father's out. See you, Vet Father. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, I know you're at work, so you stayed as long as you could. Grandpa Barney, I'm going to type it in the chat here. I want you guys all to know the email address anyway, because I want any of you who donate to the super chat, if you donate over $30, send me your shipping address and I'm going to get you a shirt. That's the least I could do. You guys are helping out the channel so much. I feel like I have to do something for you. But anyway, guys, this service bulletin is something specifically for the C8 Corvette dual clutch transmission. It is, like I said, an issue with a check engine light that pops up and has an issue with the transmission actually giving off a weird sound. And it's something that the dealership knows about, and you can take it to the dealership and have it fixed covered under this technical service bulletin. So all the information is right here on the MidEngineCorvetteForum.com. If you guys are having any problem like that, and you'll know if you do, because the transmission makes a really weird noise that you will definitely not mistake for any other sound. If you're having this problem with a check engine light, take it to the dealership, and it will be totally covered. So, guys, that's pretty much it for the news today. There really wasn't a whole lot going on. The best piece is probably this one right here, talking about the fact that the Z06 parts are finally in the GM parts catalog, and that just, like I said, solidifies the fact that this car is going to be, we're going to be getting some information on the car soon that you guys are going to want to hear, which is going to be the price, the allocation info, and possibly at this point, possibly the Nürburgring time, because there are rumors right now that GM is over there at the Nürburgring testing that Z06 again. Now, I know a lot of you are going to watch this afterwards and you're going to say, you're going to get mad at me for repeating myself, but I do that because people are joining as the time goes on, and I want to make sure they all hear the same information. All right, so let's take a look real quick at the poll that I created. I asked you, are you getting the Z06 or Z07? Out of 45 votes, 69% say Z07, 31 say Z06. That's pretty impressive. I actually thought it was going to be the other way around. So most of you guys are going with the Z07 car. That's pretty cool. Oh, it just dropped a little bit. So it's 67.33% now. All right, we're going to end that one, and I'm going to start a new one. I want to know if you're getting a convertible or a coupe. So the majority of you are taking the Z07 package, which is pretty cool. I want to see where we're at with the convertible coupe thing, because I'm going to put my guess out there now that I think most people are going to go with the coupe, but I would have said most people are going to go with the Z06 as well. So obviously I'm a little bit wrong. All right, guys. So while we're waiting for that poll to go a little bit, if you could, one last time, or probably not the last time I'm going to ask, I'll be honest. If you could hit that thumbs up button, it really helps the channel. It helps circulate this video out to as many other Corvette enthusiasts as possible. It greatly helps. I'd appreciate it. Auto Domination says the convertible hardtop is the coolest thing. Finally, Corvette has made it happen. And front seat driver, Jason, he agrees. We know Jason's spec for his C8. I think he told us that he was going to get a convertible, but we're waiting on that mag ride constraint to go away before he can get that. Yeah, Future Sean, I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't offer that as an option. He says he wishes that they had carbon fiber nacelles on the convertible. You have the option for carbon flash, but I was kind of surprised that carbon fiber was not an option. Shane says we're at 86 thumbs up currently, guys. We have over 100 people watching. Those numbers should at least match. I would always like for there to be more thumbs ups than people watching, but if we could get those to match, I'd be happy with that as well. Dr. Corvette says happy birthday to Jason. All right, guys, we're going to flip the script here a little bit. Let's jump back over to me and Steve. I think we're going to put Steve on the hot seat. Yeah, the hot seat. We're going to have him go over some of the mods. Now, this is kind of a video that he recorded earlier. We're talking about the mods on a C7 Corvette. So his is a Stingray, but it has basically every single mod that you can possibly get for it to make it look like a Z06. I'll let him talk a little bit about it, but apparently a lot of the design influence taken for his car was actually from my C7 Corvette Z06.
100%. That's how I met you.
Yeah. So before I had my ZR1, I had a red C7 Corvette Z06, and Steve liked the look of it so much that he got a Stingray and built it to look just like my Z06 did. And it really does. It looks pretty much exactly the same. So before we jump into this, though, let me end this poll. I'm curious where we're at. 43 votes. Okay, so I was right. 60% say coupe, 40% say convertible. So we're going to see a lot of Z07 coupe cars. Steve Robertson says, thanks for playing along with Grandpa Barney. You are a hero. Guys, you're both, everybody who's donated tonight, you're all heroes. You guys are single-handedly making sure that the Vet Syndicate and the Corvette Weekly shows keep happening. Because, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, we do these because they're fun. I mean, I'm here hanging out with Steve and usually Jason. And these are things we do on the phone even without doing them live. Like the whole idea for this was because of us talking about this kind of stuff over the phone. So the fact that we can do them live and have you guys chime in like this and support the channel the way you're doing, I mean, it's just going to keep growing. We're going to keep funneling that money back into the channel and keep making bigger mods and bigger giveaways and bigger guests on the channel. I actually have a huge giveaway to be announced. I was going to do it tonight, but I don't want to do it when Jason's not here. So we're going to wait until next Monday. I have it's a $500 item that is for C8 Corvette. We're going to do it next week. So that's you, Great White North Corvette. And actually the coloring of this thing would be perfect for your car. So stay tuned for that. It's something you could possibly win. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and flip over to Steve. Like I said, I'm going to let him kind of talk about his C7 Corvette. Why don't you give us just a little bit of an intro, Steve? I'm just going to leave the camera on you. Talk to us a little bit about your Corvette before we start talking about the mods.
I get a lot of questions like why I didn't get a Z06. Really, if you've seen the video that my wife surprised me with the Corvette, um, that went viral. She knew when she was looking for this Corvette, I wanted two things. I didn't care about a Z06 because I know what I want to do with it, but I wanted a manual and it had to be red. And when she looked for this thing in the DFW area, there was only literally one C7 Corvette, and it happened to be a manual, but it wasn't a Z06. So I also like to make a car my own instead of just buying one. So I actually enjoy working on the car. So that's another thing I'm doing. I'm even with the C8. My order is strictly a 1LT with performance exhaust and red calipers. That's it. Everything else I'm doing myself. You know, um, I think there's some good options out there. ACS Composite, Paragon. Everybody's got some great things out there. So that's how I got into this. And then I reached out to Justin. It's true. I saw his car and I loved it. Reached out to him. He connected me with Jason, and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, this is the story with Steve here and his Stingray and kind of, pulling inspiration from my Z06. This is exactly why the Corvette community is so freaking awesome. I mean, what we're doing here right now, we're talking Corvettes. We're all becoming friends. We're all having fun. And it's because we're all Corvette guys. I didn't even know Steve at the time. And he's looking to my car for inspiration. And it's an unbelievable feeling whenever I hear this, because somebody like Steve, who is one of the coolest people I've ever met, and he's looking to me for inspiration. Like some of the stuff that he's accomplished in life, he's the kind of guy you look up to, and yet he's looking to me. I love that. I love the way that this has all worked out. We're such a tight-knit group here, and you guys, you're all part of it. I don't know. I can't thank you guys enough after tonight. You really have showed me it's unbelievable. But guys, I'm going to flip over to the actual video, the video that we have of Steve's car, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about the mods. We're going to start off with the MGW shifter. Steve, go ahead and take it away.
Well, MGW shifter was incredible. First of all, if you need to install this, Justin's got a fantastic video. The first time I did it, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, 30 degrees out, and it was cold. It took me about 4 hours, honestly, because there was no video. I was watching 3 different videos, and Jason just came over the other day. We put one in his Z06, and we did it under 2 hours. You literally just watch this video. Justin hits all the marks. You can get this thing installed. And we were worried because it's 100 degrees out. But the NGW shifter is one of those mods that will change your car. It just makes it come alive. It's like travel down to 4-inch degree travel down to a 2-inch degree travel. Really makes it different, and it really kind of feels like a gated manual transmission. Just goes right in, locks in. You never miss a gear. I've never missed anything.
Yeah. So, guys, I want to chime in on this one just because this is one of the mods that's very near and dear to my heart. Obviously, Steve and I both appreciate the manual transmission. So does Jason. Jason just recently installed this, and I wanted to comment on this because one of the things that I made an install video for the shifter. You guys can find it on my channel. And while I did my best to cover every single base, Jason and Steve had the idea to actually measure the throw of the stock shifter versus the throw of the MGW. It never even occurred to me. Whenever I saw the video and I saw them doing that, I texted both of them and said, dude, congratulations on like using your brain while installing this thing, because it totally escaped me to even try that. And what they came up with was it was almost 2 inches shorter, right?
Yeah. I mean, and in this size does matter, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, if you have a manual transmission C7 Corvette, this is a huge mod. This is one of the ones I would highly recommend. All 3 of us have this at this point. What was that?
The chat, Kevin has one in the chat.
Oh yeah, so Kevin Horan, I actually saw him at the car show this past Saturday. He has the MGW shifter. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there already have this, because this is one of those mods that you really should do if you have a manual transmission car. I think Steve was the first one to do it. I did it right after him, and then Jason just recently did it. And like I said, if you have a manual, definitely check this out. I want to say hey to Dylan. I see you over there. He says we met at Blackout Tinting a couple months back. What's up, man? I appreciate you tuning in. And Shiny Fender said that he's done modding the C8, but he would be interested in some new mods for the wife's C7. We're going to talk about a couple other mods that are really, really easy to install as well. And I actually already have them linked in the description. If you guys are interested in grabbing them, you can get them right from the description right there. Yeah. Front seat driver says that it was Steve's idea to measure the throw, and he's always super creative. Steve is a very creative dude. Actually, with that said, I want to mention one other thing. Someone earlier in the chat here said that it was the first time that they ever saw the channel trailer playing on the live video. Big shout out to Steve, because he's actually the one that made it. So the creative guy is in the house and he's making all kinds of stuff.
Well, that's what the good thing about Vet Syndicate. We talk about all the time. The three of us we all bring something to the table. I mean, it's not a one person show. And that's why we decided to do three. We looked at the parameters. I mean, honestly, Justin, tell you, at one point it was 5 people, and we started whittling down to find out really what would work. And the three of us, I mean, we talk. You should see our text messages nonstop. I mean, it's like at least 100 times a day. We got text messages going back and forth and photos, and it's insane.
Yeah, and the thing is like if you looked at our text thread minus, maybe a text here and there, for the most part, our text thread is exactly what we're doing here right now. We're talking about the same stuff. We're talking about all of this stuff because this is our personal lives. This is what we do in our personal time. So instead, now we're just sharing it with you guys, and we're bringing in a huge group with us instead of it just being us 3. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. And yes, front seat driver nails it. Teamwork makes the dream work, guys. So me and Jason, and you know what? This is a story I do want to tell. So me and Jason, when I first met Jason, it was in 2018. Jason and I talked, I don't know, for 2 or 3 days straight, but we were talking for probably less than a couple hours before we knew him and I were going to get along very well. And him and I both had the idea right then. I can remember this like it was yesterday because I had 150 subs. 150, that's it. Him and I had the idea right then of something that we didn't have the name, but it was basically what Vet Syndicate has become. Him and I had the idea that day. I had 150 subs. He had like 900 and some. I think he had just cracked 1,000 if I remember right. But him and I had the idea of Vet Syndicate, and it was his idea to make a business card with his channel logo, my channel logo, and someone else's channel logo all on one business card and hand that out instead of each individual person having their own business card with their logo on it. This is how teamwork oriented we are. We're interested in building this together, not separately, because together, no matter how you cut it, together we're always stronger. That's all there is.
Oh, yeah. I love it too. Justin will tell you, I'll get a text message. He'll send me a photo. Go, Steve, do your magic.
Yeah.
Like we know what people's strengths are, and that's the best part. This channel cannot be ran by one person.
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
And got something out on our Instagram. We were at 2990 Saturday morning. We were at almost to 30. I think we're at 3,800. So we got almost 800 followers on Instagram in 2 days. People are just showing the love to us.
Yep. And with that comes the comment from Grandpa Barney here. He says, Grandpa loves my 3 boys. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Grandpa Barney. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Guys, if you could, I don't think we're at 100 thumbs ups yet. If you could please hit that thumbs up button, it really helps. We're going to move on to the next mod here on the C7 Corvette. And go ahead, Steve.
What is it? Because there's a delay.
Oh, it's the rock guards.
Oh yeah, the rock guards literally was the first install that I did. It's the XL rock guards. They're $279 from ACS Composite, front and rear for so you got a $279 for the front, $279 for the rear. And I'll tell you firsthand, it's a must. I don't have a single nick on the side of my car anywhere. And I actually have another mod we'll talk about later on. If I didn't have these things, they would be destroyed. And when Jason, there's a video, Jason's in front of me in a Z06 where he took off and didn't have the rock guards, and you could hear the rocks hitting my windshield. And I'm like, dude, we got to call Jonathan from ACS Composite now and get them in. They're literally probably the one safety thing that you need for your car.
Yeah. So guys, in the beginning, whenever I first got my my ZR1, I had to make a drive home. I bought the car in Virginia. I had to drive home from Virginia to Pennsylvania, and that was without any kind of XPEL paint protection. And I knew I couldn't do it totally stock, or it would beat up those rear fenders. So I took the XL rock guards I had on my Z06 and swapped them over in the parking lot. They had to be on the ZR1 before I made that trip. This is one of those things that not only will they, initially I didn't really care for the look of them, but it has grown on me so much now that if I see a Corvette without them, it looks weird to me. So the look has grown on me, but the functionality, there is no doubting it. The functionality is gigantic. And yeah, 11-second clips, they do look good now. Initially I didn't think so, but I literally can't look at a Corvette now and not think it looks weird without it.
Yeah. And they're easy to install. It's really easy.
Yep. 1 bolt and 3 or 4 clips.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on to the next one, which is going to be the rear diffuser fins.
Yeah, those are $479 from ACS Composite, and I think Jason will agree because we always talk about this. This is the single biggest mod you need on your C7 Corvette, the mod that GM really screwed up not having on the back of it because it just looks different. It looks like something's missing there. And I could say is they're not hard to install, but there is a trick to these, and Justin, like everything else, has a video on it, and he shows this one trick for this one screw that'll make your life so much easier if you follow this, because I installed it without it, and after seeing it, I'm like, whoa, I wish I would have had it.
Yeah, so guys, what I want to say about these is I have installed these on my C7 Z06 and my C7 ZR1. And the ZR1, I found a little bit of an easier way to install. It gives you it actually gives you a good bit more room behind for your hand. And you don't have to take off the rear diffuser to get these installed. So just 1 extra bolt and a couple clips you remove, and it will give you a lot more room to get up inside there to install these things. Now, the big thing about these is actually, I read something a while ago, and this was never confirmed by GM, of course, but there were rumors that GM ran out of funding designing the C7 Corvette after they spent a lot of time on the front end. So they spent a lot of their time and a lot of their money redesigning the front end until they got it perfect. And by the time it came to the back, they didn't have any time or money left to mess with it. So without the rear diffuser fins, I feel like the C7 back end looks unfinished. And after reading that, it's almost like it is unfinished. They had to kind of just hurry it up and get it out the door. Now, like I said, that has never been confirmed, but it does seem legit to me based on the fact that the back of the C7 does look almost like it was unfinished.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. What's next is going to be the front splitter, looks like. Maybe the grill. The splitter. Nope, the
splitter.
grill. The grill.
So this is the 5.1 grill. It's probably hands down the #1 thing that I ever get stopped on. Anybody sees this grill, it just stands out. It's just completely different. I spoke with Jonathan. I actually was just going to put a Z06 grill in, and Jonathan said, hey, try this. And it's not cheap. It's $11.39, but it is easily the #1 thing. If I'm stopped, people want to look at. It is so unique. But it is not easy. I'll tell you right now, I went to Corvette World. They installed it for me because the whole front has to come off. It's not something I thought, oh, it could just pop right on in. But as you can see, there's a lot of airflow in there, and it just brings a different look to it. Now, I do have the bars expelled from Cody, who did my whole car, and I think you probably need it because you can look at, there's a lot of rock damage you can get.
Yeah.
But for $11.39, and they also make a little price when they make some LED lights on that bar where the little slits are. You can see they've actually made some LED lights. I didn't really care for the light as much, so I went this route, but I love the grill. Definitely would do it again.
Yeah. I totally agree. For those of you who don't know, the C7 Corvette Stingray typically has what they refer to as braces in the front. there's a giant chrome strip that runs through the middle of the front grille. So Steve changing it out to this particular grille is a major improvement. And it not only does it improve on the look of the stock one, but it just improves on the look of the entire car, because this is a really nice looking grille. Now, before I continue, guys, I got to mention that the next super chat of the day comes from Dr. Corvette, and he has outdone everybody again. So I told you before, he donated $100, and that was the most I'd ever seen in a super chat. He just donated $200. So he beat out the other guys by 1 penny, but it is what it is. It is higher amount. Dr. Corvette, thank you so much. You guys are absolutely great tonight. I can't thank you enough. I mean, once I get the pictures, and I think you said you sent them already, I'm definitely going to feature your Corvette in the next week's episode, because, like I said, it's a 2023 anyway. But I don't know. I mean, thank you so much. You guys, you're literally supporting the channel, and it's a fantastic thing. I appreciate it.
Peace.
Yeah, guys, this was just insane tonight. Grandpa Barney, he's going crazy with it. I mean, God, I don't know what to say.
Amazing.
Yeah, front seat driver says, Dr. Corvette, you're the man. You guys are all, you're all the man, or all the men, unless you're a woman, and then you're the woman. It doesn't matter. You guys are great. You're fantastic. The Corvette community is fantastic, and the one that we have built here is unbelievable.
It's nuts.
Yeah, Steve Robertson, you're the man too, dude. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to move on to the next mod here for the C7 Corvette, which is the front splitter.
Yeah, so ACS Composite sells different splitters. I have, mine was a little bit different. Mine's the full splitter, goes underneath the whole thing. So it's not just a little piece. And I actually have, you see my finger down here, I actually have scrape armor, and it fits perfectly for this. They partner with Scrape Armor to fit. I also love the other one. What is the other one, Justin, that sticks on? You have it. Other company.
Sliplow.
Yeah, Sliplow. They're great too. Pointing here, these little winglets, they actually collect rocks. So you gotta get used to that. I literally take a little vacuum and suck it out. And then I do like the full piece. It's more solid. And I have a video on installing this on my channel. I don't do very many Corvettes video, but I do have it installed. But it's a good piece, and I have it expelled. And you're going to the next video.
Yeah.
At least I'm seeing.
You guys, you got to understand that this is delayed a little bit for Steve, but one thing I wanted to point out here real quick was right here. If you guys look really closely at this front splitter, you can actually see bug guts.
Hey, now.
Yeah. Steve is very crazy about keeping his car clean, and I see a bug splatter there.
I know, and you know what? Because I just pulled it out and cleaned it, which is weird because I will not take it anywhere. I don't care if I just drove 5 minutes. I will clean the whole car with detail spray and then go for a drive.
Yeah.
Crazy.
This is obviously just a little bit of a joke, a little jab at Steve, because he's very particular about his car. But the front splitter on the Stingray here that he's using specifically for the Stingray, because the Stingray really doesn't come with a splitter of any kind like that. And when you add that on there, that by itself immediately makes it start to look like a Z06. He got the splitter that is a full design piece with the under tray, meaning you can stick Sliplow to it or scrape armor, whatever, to make sure that you don't scrape it against parking barriers and stuff like that. It looks really good on this Stingray, and you can see in this video here, I'll try to move towards it. He actually has the side deflectors as well, which is very Z07 package, or even the ZR1 ZTK package. It's a very ZTK package look. So it gives the Stingray the same kind of look as those Z07 or ZR1, which is pretty cool. If you want to have your Stingray and have it look something outside of the normal Stingray, this is the way to do it. And you can get them right from ACS. And I saw the question earlier, is ACS going to be at Corvettes at Carlisle? They probably will be. They have been there every single year. I've been there minus 1 year. and it was COVID year. So I think they'll be there. And when they are, they actually do installs as well. So if you come to Corvettes of Carlisle and buy something from them, they'll install it right there for you. So we have, I think, just one more thing, and this is
a bonus.
Yeah, this is a bonus item, guys. So this is, we've already done 5. This one is going to be 6. And this especially applies if you have, of course, the C7 Stingray. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, this was the mod that literally made me want to throw up. Jason was with me. We actually had a guy in Dallas do it. I love the look of the Grand Sport and the Z06, but obviously the Stingray have the rear brake vent, and so ACS sells a basically a three screw mod. You can stick it right on, and you can look AutoZone if you want to. But I knew 2 things. One, I wanted it to be functional, and 2, if it wasn't functional, I was going to get destroyed from other people going, look at that stuff. So I went full functional. There's actually the real Z06. All the ductwork is right in there. It works. It's functional. Has a big hole in it. And there's a video on my channel on how we installed it, and it was extremely nerve-wracking because talking to the guy that installed it, he's a big Corvette mod, and just if we screwed this up, it'd be $4,000 each side just to fix it, because it's not just one single piece on that, that corner panel. It's crazy, but I love the look, and I'm glad I did it. And just it really makes it look like the Z06, and it is functional. So I don't feel bad about doing it.
Yeah. So guys, you can imagine taking a hole saw to the side of your Corvette. You can imagine what that's going to make you feel like. Steve did that twice on his Corvette to make this brake scoop actually functional. Now it looks really good. This is one of the things I always look at whenever I'm looking at a Stingray and trying to decide, is that a Z06 or just a Stingray? I'll look at the side scoop brake ducts there, as well as the front splitter. And both of those, if I look at both of those on Steve's car, I'm still not going to have an answer. I'm not going to know what that car is. The only thing left on Steve's car, I guess, would be the rear fenders not being the wide body.
But I do have the clear taillights.
That's true. So he even got the clear taillights from the Z06.
It was $700 for those. Woo!
Yeah. All right, guys. So we got 2 more super chats. Grandpa Barney says, how many are getting the carbon fiber wheels for the Z06? That's a good question too. Well, I think I'm going to save that for the poll for next week though, because we're going to be talking a lot more about the C8 next week. But that's a good poll question. And then Steve Robertson, just because he's an awesome guy, donates another $9.99. You guys have been absolutely fantastic tonight. What do you guys think about the C7 Corvette mods that Steve and I have talked about tonight? Function over form, that's a big one. And that's the biggest reason that Steve decided to make those brake ducts functional and not just a stick-on piece.
Yeah, I like the look, but it's better to have it, be functional than actually just look cool.
Right. Yeah, might as well have it both ways.
And everybody knows I don't drive my Stingray like my grandpa. I'm flying.
Grandpa Barney says for $10,000, that being the carbon fiber wheels, they better be perfect. And yeah, right. I totally agree. And that's actually the pricing I think they are going to be as well. I think they're going to be $9,995. I'm getting the carbon fiber wheels whenever I can actually order the car. It says 11-second eclipse. I think a lot of us are on the same page. Based on what I've seen here tonight, a lot of us are getting a Z07 coupe, and it's going to be pretty well optioned out from what I can tell. I know mine is going to have every single box checked. Minus, I'm not going to get a convertible, and that's pretty much it. The rest of those boxes are going to be checked. All right, guys. So I think we're about wrapped up here then. We covered a lot of C8 Corvette information. We covered a little bit of Z06 stuff. And then we even covered some of our favorite mods with the C7 Corvette. Now, in the future, once Jason's back in town and we're able to have the whole group here, we're going to actually film ourselves in the garage with our cars and talk even more in depth about these mods. These were just some of the high overview mods that we really like. But Steve, how many mods do you have on this car?
38.
38. So choosing a top 5 is really hard when you have 38. So that's why we have a lot to still discuss with these cars. And this is why we created the Corvette community. I mean, or not the Corvette community, the Vet Syndicate, because of the Corvette community. You guys all love these mods as much as we do. And if there's one thing I know, whenever you get a Corvette guy talking about mods, you're in for a couple hour long conversation.
Yep.
Steve Cape says, I like all the mods you did, Steve. ACS makes quality parts. That's 100% accurate. ACS is, without a doubt, one of the best aftermarket car parts companies out there. And I actually got so comfortable with them with my C7 that whenever I got my C8, I started just accepting random aftermarket parts for the car, specifically the front splitter and side skirts. And they were not from ACS. And none of them fit. I felt like I was trying to jam a part for a Ford Focus onto a C8. There was no way it was going to fit. So this person selling this C8 Corvette splitter didn't even take the time to make sure that it was going to fit on the C8. So I got really comfortable with the fact that ACS's stuff is always perfect. And I just applied that to all of them down the line, and man, it bit me hard. So do yourselves a favor, stick with ACS if you can, because ACS is always, always perfect. I have never had a fitment issue with ACS parts.
Yeah, sometimes you get what you pay for.
100%. Jacob Flores says, like I said, vets are just too much fun to mod and make your own. 100%. Every little thing you do makes that C7 Corvette something that special to you. So it's not going to be something you're going to drive down the street and see 10 more of just like it. Now your car is you. And yeah, guys, if you could, please, one last time, smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content so we can keep creating this kind of stuff for you guys. Like I said, we're here. We're Vet Syndicate. And even though Jason's not on the video with us tonight, he is in the chat. So we're all very dedicated to the cause here. We all want the same thing. We want to, honestly, if I could, I'd have the same live video out my driveway. I'd love to have all of you guys here with your cars and just talk Corvettes. I mean, that's what this whole thing is about. 11-second Eclipse says he's doing the Lambo door kit. Saw the guys at Corvettes at Carlisle. Great kit, and they installed them at the museum. I did see them at Carlisle last year, I think it was. And while that's not really my thing, they do have a really high-quality kit. And I talked a lot with the guy about it. It does seem like a quality kit. Yeah, Carrie, nobody who uses ACS parts have ever had anything bad to say about them. The fitment, the quality is always perfect. There's nothing bad to say. But guys, I think we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this one up. We're a little over our allotted hour time. I try to keep it right around an hour because I know people kind of lose interest afterwards. But if you guys could, please, one last time, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content so we can keep doing this stuff. You guys, tonight, you knocked it out of the park with the super chats. I can't thank you guys enough. And like I said, please shoot me an email. Let me know what your shipping address is, and I'm going to get you out a shirt. Also, let me know what size shirt you wear. I'm going to get you guys all out something. I'm going to put an extra couple of things in there for you too, because you guys, you deserve it. After tonight's show, I mean, you guys, thank you so much. But guys, we are going to start wrapping this up. Like I said, we'll see you guys next Monday, but we're going to bring something a little bit different. We're going to continue the mods, our favorite mods videos, but we're going to eventually get a C8 in here. We're going to do it from our garage and show you all of our C7 Corvettes, and we're going to get a little bit more in detail with this stuff. So yeah, guys, thank you. Big thumbs up. We'll see you in the next one.